You are who you are, even if you're not there yet. I don't know if that makes sense to you yet or not, but I wanted to record this right now because I was actually just out for a Saturday morning drive doing a few DoorDash deliveries, and I was listening to the Aspire podcast with Emma Greed, and it was an episode with Simon Sinek. The What is Your Why motivational speaker, and those principles are powerful. Of Even when you look into business, we make purchasing decisions, sometimes based on other things than just what's the cheapest, or what we make purchasing decisions on. How does this brand make me feel, or what do I believe about them? Anyways, I started talking about identity and being authentic. And I think sometimes, in this time of growth and transition and figuring out my life in many ways, I see, because they were talking about, who you were meant to be and who you are at your core based on what your closest friends tell you about why you're friends, and those things are, true about um, them as well. But I mean, I think about the people that are important to me and why I'm friends with them. Sometimes it's ways in which I've been able to be there for them in times of transition for them, or in times of change, or difficulty or struggle. We've had similar experiences and difficulty in parenting, or in finances, or in changing careers, or having our beliefs change, or different things like that. That's why I'm doing this podcast, you know. And I see the ways in which I inspire those people, and they inspire me. I see, those friends of mine that post content online, and it's, you know, about experiencing the most from life, and, you know, what kind of perspective you have, and what kind of things are helping. They're coaches, they're people that love to see people grow, you know. And yet sometimes I look at my own life, and I'm like, I'm still a mess, you know. But here's the thing. I think, growth is not linear. Different areas of our life are going to look differently um, than others. And I guess the things that we truly value will rise to the surface. And the things that we really want to make a change in, we can. It doesn't always come as quick as we want it to. It doesn't always come as quick as we want it to. Um, but we find the things that we see are beneficial in that growth, beneficial towards the kind of person that we want to be, and the kind of things that we want to see in our life. And we make that a part of of what we do and how we live. I may have mentioned this on a recent podcast. I'm not sure if I did or not. But this reminds me of a practice that I did with my therapist. And she asked me, what fills my emotional bank account? What's missing from my life? The kind of life that I want to have? The kinds of things that I want to be doing? The kinds of results I want to have? What are the things that help with that? So, even when I made this list, I started with things of basic things taking care of me. You can't serve from an empty cup. Or is that the phrase? But I have on here daily brush teeth, physical activity, affirmations, wash the dishes, load the laundry, a deep clean every Saturday morning, enjoy music in my headphones or earbuds or just in general, an intentional grocery list, setting up a meal plan, calling a friend, spending time with family, going to community events, writing a letter, letting myself relax. Um, and I could go on. I think I could expand that list. But it's like in the times when I really, I woke up this morning on a Saturday, nothing, my schedule is empty, you know. Not everybody, some people fill their lives with deadlines and events and schedules and all that. I don't always. I mean, especially on a weekend, there's enough of deadlines and events and things to get to and things to do on a schedule during my week. But this morning, when I woke up, I decided to do a breathing exercise, guided meditation. And then after that, I did my physical activity just here at home in an app that I have. And then I brushed my teeth. And then I went out for a drive and listened to that podcast. And it was life giving, you know? Um, and so I feel like I'm closer to turning those things that help me into, more actions that I can see results in being who I want to be. And honestly, this thought just came to mind, but um, I did those things, and now here I am sharing with you, and maybe, inspiring you or encouraging you. Like, if that's a part of who I am and what I'm about and what I'm here for, I did the things. I did some of the things that I know do good things in me and help me be who I want to be. And then here I am sharing it with you. So, not, it really isn't to toot my own horn. Because, like I said, I, at times feel like, man, I don't have everything put together for sure. You know, I still have parenting stuff to work on. I still need to work on routines and consistency in how I take care of my home, routines in meals, in taking care of finances, all those things. But it doesn't mean that who I am isn't the person who aspires to be that person. Or put another way, I know who I want to be, and I will become that person. And I think we don't always know that, but we find out, as we age, as we dig down into who we are, find out those things, um, find those moments of peace and calm, and we really learn more and more what we want our life to be like, how we want to contribute to others, and what that looks like. So I was not planning on recording this episode, and I'm so excited because it just came to me and just something I wanted to share with you. And I think it looks like it's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode, but I appreciate you being here. Share it with a friend if you feel like you want to. You can visit my Instagram page, instagram.com/yourlifeisnotoverpod. And let us take these things that we learn are good for us, and we see more of our authentic and person we want to be. Let us do more of these things, incorporating them more and more into our lives, and we will see ourselves become who we are. Have a great day.